Alright, I think this is Arrested Field Bug Report number 16. You know what? The timer's running, but half the time when I record and I stop and I notice that the file is 0 megabytes. Getting rather frustrating quick. I don't understand why everything looks like it's recording, the timer over here is running, and yet when I hit the stop button at 15 minutes or whatever, and it shows me the screen for sharing everything, and it turns out the stream has 0 megabytes recorded. Getting a little frustrating. It's like nobody wants to listen to me. Anyway. Alright, I have to go over it all again, and hopefully I'll get recorded this time. But I was saying is that an examining file, listen up, Randy, okay? Please, I always get halfway through my arguments, and somebody interrupts me, puts me on mute, and they go off on their own arguments. Listen, this is Virginia law here. I've been studying it. You guys know Texas law. All right? And it's all basically the same, but I got to tell you something here. Perhaps I went kind of fast when I was talking to you on Rule of Law Radio there. But let me consider this, all right? And I have to reword this a little bit. I told you this was a rough draft, all right? So I'm already having to make corrections. All right, consider that the cop takes your personal info, goes back to his patrol car, somehow makes contact with the court by radio and sets up a bail bond hearing, not an examining trial. I think that's where we're getting confused here, Randy. Okay, here in Virginia, the first hearing that you're being summoned to, all right, that you make an appearance at, is not an examining trial. It's a bail bond hearing. They've already assumed jurisdiction to call you to a bail bond hearing, not an examining trial. Okay? And I think I may have mentioned this last time, but they have in our statute, let me read it to you again. Part of the statute says, examine the officer making the arrest under oath, doing this in front of a magistrate. Let me read it to you again. Procedure upon arrest without warrants. A person arrested without a warrant shall be brought forthwith before a magistrate or other issuing authority having jurisdiction, who shall proceed to examine the officer making the arrest under oath. Examine. That's your examining trial. Okay, it could be taking place by two-way radio. Okay, now let's look at the elements of an examining trial. All right, in an examining trial, they decide if they have, the court and the cop, I guess, have jurisdiction to either issue a warrant or summon you by other means. Not summoning you to the examining trial, summoning you to the bail bond hearing. That's how it works in Virginia. All right? And how you know that they assumed jurisdiction is because even on the summons, they are actually naming you as defendant. Okay? They're naming you as defendant. All right? I know that because in the blank form that they, DC 286, okay, this doesn't appear on your ticket, but it does appear on the blank form. In the box where your name in the same position where they put last name, first name, and so forth on the ticket, but actually on the blank form, it doesn't say last name, first name. It says defendant's name. Okay? And that's how it shows up online. I have to repeat that. I said this in previous. Yeah, but it shows up online. When your case shows up online, it says pending case, but they've already got you named as defendant because your name appears in the column and says defendant at the top. Okay. That's the purpose of the examining trial, to determine if they have jurisdiction to issue a summons. They go ahead and do that. The only time the examining trial could take place is right there at the side of the road. Okay? So apparently you have reason to believe that it does take place. Please don't argue with me about this. There's no other time or place that it could happen. Okay? So that's the period of time when it does, if it does happen, that's when it happens. And it happened without with total disregard to giving you the opportunity that you're required by law to be given, the opportunity to speak to the magistrate. They denied you that, to speak to the magistrate. They have a duty to do that. Now, the rest of my argument is this, okay? Consider that the cop takes your personal info. Oh, wait a minute. Oops, I'm reading the wrong one. I told you this is a rough draft here. Notice that they are required to give the accused the opportunity to speak to the magistrate. Now, freedom of speech is a constitutionally protected right, and therefore they could be depriving the accused of their rights under color of law, which is a violation of Title 18, Section 241/242, the penalty for which can range anywhere from a fine to the death penalty. Got it? This is not a 1983 case. This is actually a Section 241, 242 case, which is potentially more serious. You know, it's not just civil. I mean, we're talking possible death penalty here. Okay. I got 7, 8 minutes into it. All right, great. Got a little bit of time left. Hopefully this thing is going to take this time. Quick. Anyway, you know, it's like pretty straightforward. You know, they're required to give you the opportunity to speak to the magistrate. They deny you that. The court and the cop deny you that. The magistrate should know this. Okay, the court should know this. But there's definitely interaction between the court and the cops. They go ahead and set up a bail bond hearing, which is the second, which comes after the examining trial. Come on, people, think about it. They bypassed your right to speak to the magistrate. That's a freedom of speech issue, constitutionally protected right. They deprived you of that right under color of law, Title 18, Section 241, 242 violation. Penalty ranges from fine to death penalty. Okay? That's my entire argument. I hope I got through this time. Man. I need to take a break. I need to go get a drink. All right? It seems to me that the argument I just made is a very powerful argument. I think it's the best one I've got regarding the traffic tickets. It basically involves just putting together a couple of laws in your First Amendment right, and you got a very powerful argument. Okay, and I intend to do whatever I can to make them, heck, I'm talking to you. I got two-way video chat on this Evo. that I'm using to record this right now. You can't tell me that these cops can't, the police department and the magistrate can't, buy their own Evos or iPhones or whatever, put one in every patrol car, one or two, and put a few of them in the magistrate's office. Okay? Don't give me this excuse, oh, well, it's too much trouble to take you down to the magistrate. Give me a break. Oh, but it's not too much trouble to, potentially commit aggravated assault and kidnapping and so forth. Because that's what you're doing if you don't have probable cause. Don't give me this crap. All right, I don't want to hear it. You lawyers, you should know better. And they could do this. They could install. They could get every cop one of these Evos. They could. Evos, iPhones, Samsungs, whatever they got. I mean, this is no excuse. The cops, they spend a lot of money on weapons. They could spend some money on this. I'm not buying any excuses, okay? Oh, well, it's too much trouble for us to take you all the way down to the magistrate. I'm like, you already got the cuffs on me, and you take me to your little police station. And by law, you're supposed to have a warrant. Well, you could get heck, I've seen them use faxes as warrants. Okay, and I was kind of bugged by that because I didn't even see a copy of a signature on the darn fax. It was just a computer printout, and that was it. And I'm supposed to, that's nothing but damn hearsay. That's all it is. I mean, computer printouts are nothing but hearsay. They should not be accepted as evidence in court, and nobody should accept a computer printout from a court either, because that's hearsay coming from the court. Ridiculous. All right. Well, I hope this particular recording gets through to quick and YouTube and so forth. Let's see. I got like less than 2 minutes. But anyway, people, it's actually pretty simple. If you just clear your mind of all the other stuff that's irrelevant. Okay? If you're looking at Virginia code, just clear your mind of all the Texas code. Stop bringing all the Texas stuff into Virginia code. You got to clear your mind of all that stuff. All right? I'm going to be looking for similar statutes in other states and see if there is such a thing. But I'm telling you, here in Virginia, it's really straightforward. All right. Well, anyway, I'm going to cut it off right there. I think that's the Arrested Field Bug Report number 16. Number 17 is next.